Okay, so we are live on YouTube. A very good morning to the Chief Guest, Honorable Justice Swatanter Kumar Sir, former Chairman of National Green Tribunal and former Supreme Court Judge, and a guest of honor, Honorable Justice V.K. Shukla Sir, Senior Judge and former Acting Chief Justice of Allahabad High Court, and our guest speaker, Mr. Shubhankar Sir, Founder and Director of Law Internships, the Online Law School. The participants, the students, the viewers, and everyone else present here. I am Rithi, Head Coordinator at Law Internships and host for today's ceremony. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome everyone at the panel for the inaugural ceremony of the Lex Concieta Foundation Month, the annual Law Fest organized by Law Internships. Firstly, I would like to brief a little about Lex Concieta Foundation Month, the annual Law Fest. Lex Concieta is a curated event to bring students of different backgrounds to come together with a motive to present, prove, and conduct something with common goals. It provides an excellent platform to showcase and develop a multifaceted personality to face the real world. It comprises of some fresh and traditional set of competitions carefully designed for the growth of the mind of a law student, in particular where one's legal skill are tested in the following events. First is National Maxim Bee competition, then is second National Law Quiz competition, National Impromptu competition, National Article Writing competition, National Judgment Writing competition, and National Memorial Drafting competition. Now, I am profusely joyed to introduce our guest speaker, Mr. Shubhankar Sir, founder and director of Law Internships, the Online Law School, assistant professor and placement officer, PIMR Indore. Sir has completed his graduation as well as post-graduation in Constitutional and Administrative Law from Christ University, Bangalore. He is very much keen at teaching students and has years of experience in teaching and serve as an assistant professor in law colleges. He realizes the importance of internship program and is having an experience as training placement officer with a demonstrated history of working in the higher education industry. He's very much passionate about taking law internships, the online law school, to greater heights. Now, I would like to invite Mr. Shubhankar Sir to introduce Law Internships, the online law school. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Riddhi, for the kind introduction, and a pleasant morning to our respected Chief Guest, Honorable Justice Sri Swatanter Kumar ji, former Chairman of National Green Tribunal and former Supreme Court Judge, and our esteemed guest of honor, Honorable Justice Sri V.K. Shukla ji, Senior Judge and Chief Justice of Acting Chief Justice of Allahabad High Court. I would like to thank Team Law Internships for having me here with such an eminent personality from the field of law. As today, we virtually gathered here to celebrate the inaugural ceremony of Lex Concieta. And Lex Concieta is a foundation month event of law internship, the annual law fest presented by Law Internships, the online law school. And being a founder and director of Law Internships, being a founder and law and the sole motto to launch this Law Internships forum is to provide internship opportunity. As I am currently an assistant professor and placement officer at PIMR Indore, and my priority aim has always been to provide internship opportunity to every student at least in a year. And as per the Bar Council of India Rule 25, in every academic year, we have to do compulsory internship of 4 weeks in one academic year. And I'm glad that I have been successful in assisting my students in the same. Sometimes students from other universities, other colleges are also started approaching me for guiding them to secure an internship opportunity. Also, when I was being invited for a lecture in different colleges or universities, I saw that most of the universities are not aware about importance of internships. And here, the whole idea of law internships came into picture. And that is the reason I always says law internship is not a corporation or a company, but an idea to reach out to those students who are not really following this culture of doing internships. And proudly, today, I can say that we have a family of 20,000 plus law students from Pan India. But let me tell you this, it is not an easy to grow this organization, because after 4 months to opening of this forum, we received around 500 to 600 applications from students at Pan India. And but we were only able to accommodate all 200 interns for the internship opportunity. And then students started asking us why our CV is not get selecting in the firms, even though we are continuously applying from past 3 months. Then me and my team tried to get into the root of the problem, and that was their CV. And of course, because of less good, comparatively less good CV, those students are unable to secure internship. So here, law internships tried to build their CV by way of organizing events like National Moot Court Competition, National Judgment Writing Competition, Client Counseling Competition. Also, we have a team of professional at law internships who make the CVs for the students. If any of the student, first year student, second year student, facing difficulty to format their CV, then we at law internships help them. And also we do have a lot of certificate courses program, and lot of professors from different universities are connected with us who provide certificate courses, especially in the emerging fields of law like energy laws, IBC, and IPR, etc. Also, we have some substantive laws like IPC, and also we have two different courses specifically in constitutional law. The one is basics of constitutional law, and other one is comparative constitutional law. And this is how we started working on individual CVs so that they can secure internship. And I believe from past 1 year, me and my whole team has been putting tireless efforts in making our motto of law internships a great win. And this small idea is gradually increasing, and time to time, as per the requirement of student and as per the requirement of market, we launch things from our forum. And I really wanted to share one thing in this forum today, that from last 2 to 3 days, I have been checking my LinkedIn and have received many grievances of law students regarding harassment of female interns by members of law firms or the associate of law firms. And our management has decided to open one grievance redressal forum, which shall be a 21 member committee and deal with all the problems faced by the student during their internship. So this is a small step to contribute for the law students and for the safety of law students during the time of internship. And I will not take much time. And last but not the least, I would also like to thank our eminent personalities from law fraternity for backing us with their constant love and support. Without their constant backing, we would not have been able to reach till here. I once again my heartfelt gratitude to Honorable Justice Sri Swatanter Kumar ji and Honorable Justice Sri V.K. Shukla ji for accepting our invitation to grace this inaugural ceremony. And lastly, all the best to all the participants of Lex Concieta. All the best. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. We Alliance will definitely live up to your expectations. Now, introducing our chief guest, Honorable Justice Swatanter Kumar, sir. Sir is a retired Justice of the Supreme Court of India and former chairperson of the National Green Tribunal. He is also former Chief Justice of Bombay High Court and Judge of Delhi High Court and Punjab and Haryana High Court. During his career in law, Sir has always believed in the established canon of dispensation of justice, that is, the effective and expeditious disposal of cases. During his tenure, Sir has disposed a large number of cases in all the fields by holding various positions. Sir is currently a distinguished Juris Professor of Law and Justice at O.P. Jindal Global University. We welcome you, sir. With immense pleasure, I would like to invite Honorable Justice Swatanter Kumar, sir, to address the forum. Over to you, sir.
Well, firstly, good morning to all of you. Respects to Brother Shukla, Mr. Khare, and Riddhi. Thank you for your kind words. I really feel happy speaking to the young people, and I do appreciate the effort put in by the organizers for holding such a conference. When checked with them as to what they expect me to speak on, so I was told that I should say what I would like to say to the student community, and if possible, share some experience. So that itself saved me of a lot of labor, which I had to otherwise put in to prepare a speech. So thank you for that also. Now, the young generation of a country, to put it in medical terms, is the spine of the country. It is of such an essence to the economic, social, and political growth of the country that it can really not only change the directions, but even change the path of growth of a nation. I'm reminded of the words of a professor who was very experienced academician, and he said that if you want to destroy a nation, destroy its education system. If you want to build a nation, build its education system. So that should bring to the fore the importance of education system in any society, in any state, in any country. If we look back at our heritage, the Guru-Shishya relationship was considered to be the utmost higher pedestal relationship, and the respect for Guru was immense. It was probably unthinkable in terms of the present system that we have. And the taught was also considered, the disciple, the taught, was given so much of respect because he had the capacity to learn. He had that will to learn. With that heritage, if we see our present education systems, the dispensation of education is so very mechanical that it really, I don't know, maybe I'm not very correct in observing so, but I do feel like saying that it really checks the growth, physical, mental, and emotional, of the young blood, they could grow into a tree, but the present system, the present atmosphere, I think, does not permit them to grow fully. Now, coming to what is the law? Law arises from the norms of a society. See, laws of a society, the legislature, do not fall from the sky. They look into the norms of the society, and therefore they frame the laws which we all are regulated by, which all we are expected to honor. So your contribution at a very young age can play a very substantive role even in legislative formations. The framing of legislation can be derived by the young generations today because they are intelligent, their knowledge is much wider, and they have a greater comprehension. See, life is a very tough subject. It's very competitive today, and I'm not so very sure as to how much of it is positive competition. The worrying matter is the negative combination, negative thinking that is growing up, that you do not feel very comfortable with, because then ultimately some of you are going to be politicians, ministers, some of you are going to be bureaucrats, some of you are going to be lawyers, some of you are going to be judges, and you may also go to academics. Now, two things I'll say that I often, when I speak to the student community and even the faculty, because I think the faculty in our country deserves probably more respect than what they are given today. Because to my mind, there are only two people in this world who are genuinely happy of your progress, of your attainments, and your achievements. One are your parents, and other are your teachers. They have that selfless devotion and selfless realization of the benefits of a teacher-taught relationship. I would think that I normally, as I told you, say that there are 3H formulas. Now, this 3H formula is very simple, but very hard to implement. When we talk of 3H, it is hard work, honesty, and humbleness. If at your age you will inculcate these three elements of humanity into your personality, you take it from me, I don't think I would be mistaken to say so, but I think you would achieve what you desire to achieve. And if you can club these 3H with the attitude of helplessness, then probably you are unstoppable person. I don't think anyone can stop you from attaining your goal, from attaining your achievement that you want to. Now, please remember one thing, that even if you are a personality possessing all these 4H, what I call normally is 3H formula plus raised to the H. So then if you can do this, even then, remember one thing, dear friends, that remember the Almighty all the time. If you do not have prayers of the God, by whatever name you call, then probably even these four cannot really make you a good human being. You may attain something, but you may not become a good human being. So to become a good human being, humbleness, helpfulness, and devotion to the Almighty is the only path which can be taken ahead. Just to tell you why the young generation today is so important, I am reminded, since you have asked me to share some experiences, so just one or two of them I'll share, which can be of some interest to you, is that somewhere in the year 2000, I think it must be 2014 or 15, I think, the National Green Tribunal of India had organized an international conference on environment. Now, that conference had 82 countries participating. And when I tell you that it is participating, means they were represented by the Chief Justice of that country, Law Minister of that country, or the highest hierarchy of that country. So you can imagine the dimensions of such a conference. So Dr. Abdul Kalam, our late president, was the chief guest on that function. So when he was, believe me, I had the good fortune of meeting him in close quarters, and he was a great man, a great human being, and believe me or not, a person who used to remember Allah every moment. That is why I gave you what I have told you. Now, when he was sitting on the stage, he called for me. So I went to him. So he asked me, are there students? I can see very young faces, but are there students who are attending this conference? So there were 1,680 delegates in that conference, and out of them, 426 were students from different law colleges of the country, and particularly NCT Delhi. I told him, then he said, how many of them? I said, so 426, Your Excellency. So he told me, okay, do you mind if I disrupt your program a little? So I told him, well, you are the president and I am here to obey what you want to say. So please go ahead. We will have no hassles. So he then asked me, where are these young boys sitting? So if you people know anything about Vigyan Bhavan, it has a balcony kind of a thing which is separate. The student section was separate. So I told him that they are sitting in that balcony up there. So he said, okay, thank you. Then came as you know, the President of India presiding over a function speaks the last. Nobody talks after him. He is the ultimate. So when he gave his speech, after giving a speech, he said that I have discussed with, so he took my name, and he has told me that I can extend it by some time and I can deal with what I want to. So he says, I want to deal with the young students who are sitting there, and I request all of them to rise. So he made them rise from their seats, and he told them that all of you will take an oath which I'll administer you. So he gave them an oath of 10 commandments. Now those 10 commandments included your duty towards your parents, towards your society, towards your education, towards your institution, and last two related to the environment which was the conference on. So after giving them, he gave them oath, and then he thanked them and requested them to sit down. After the function was over, during the tea, which he was very kind to share with the dignitaries who had come from abroad, he told me, Judge, do you want to know why did I do this? I said, Your Excellency, I'll be very grateful if I am enlightened why. He says, look, all these big people sitting in the front rows of your conference, and even the big officers sitting there, they all have practically, come to the last phase of their life. They have already fixed mindsets. He said, these are the young blood of today. If I can give them one idea, which they will accept out of these 10, that means I have served my country for coming 70, 80 years. That's the significance he gave to the young blood. And what a purpose can you imagine the President of India thinking in those lines and believing what importance education in the young blood has. So this is what you should take care of. The other factor which you may like to listen to is that your academic systems should be intended to give you the freedom of research, exploration, and building up your own ideologies. So what I normally share with the young people in different functions, and luckily, which I know I was never a good student, let me tell you, and all of you must be brilliant people, getting something like 90 marks or something out of 100, or now one is very surprising that out of 100, only thing missing is 101. So it's a very different system. But in our time, even if somebody got 60, so he was on the top of the ladder. But I was not even in that class, so I was a very ordinary student. So what I'm trying to tell you is that when you are thinking of learning education, please do not stop your brain. Today, which I find that before you can talk to the young generation, they open the laptop, they do the tick, 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 and explore something, what is existing in the world. So even before you can process something through your mind, your thinking, your results, your direction of research, and your analysis is fixed. So that, in my humble way of thinking, definitely prevents the mental development and growth of the young people. Because what I suggest is, for example, if you're a lawyer, what you need to do is think of the case first. Just get on to the facts. After knowing the facts of the case, then please think yourself without touching that great laptop, desktop, or I don't know, iPad, or God knows what all you people have. Without touching that, just process the whole facts, the case in your mind. Because you are dealing with social problems. You are not dealing with mechanical problems. As a politician also, you will deal with social problems, bureaucracy also, lawyer also, judge also, and academician also. So what you need to think is channelize the facts of a case in your mind independent of anything else. Once your mind directs you and gives you some kind of a result, then do the research work, the development work, the finding of errors in your approach, anything through your helpful desktops or whatever you want to say. So simple one line is, computers are made by men. Computers don't make men. Therefore, do not permit your brain to be substituted by your laptop. That is what I think is an idea which you all may consider. Lastly, I would tell you that you need to be helpful to others. If you will not be helpful to others, God will not help you. And don't be mistaken, no matter whether you are 100% scorer or you are a brilliant man on this earth. No, nothing. It is unless and until there is blessings of the Lord to you, I don't think you can make any headway. You must have seen people, brilliant in their career, make the worst of lawyers. Conversely, the normal students make great lawyers. But that doesn't mean you should be a duffer student. No, please don't. Of course, I'm just telling you that yes, it is not necessary that what you think of yourself is the end of your life. You have to acknowledge that people wiser than you exist, people richer than you exist, people humble than you exist, and you are just a member of the society, and you must have an intent of serving the society rather than serving your own ends and using the society for serving your own ends. And you must return something to the institutions in which you have studied. And that is what I'm telling you, that all my life I was hardly anything to do with academics. But now, after retiring, I'm teaching in two universities. I think that was it worth becoming a teacher? But I think what I became is enough. So I have no regrets. I am very happy. And the present role, the past role, and whatever the God will give me in future, all my best wishes to all of you. And as he said, internship itself is becoming competitive and disappointing for some people. I am not very happy to know that. I think the lawyer community, the corporate sector community should become more generous and let the young people have greater easiness in participating in the internships. And for that, again, I will tell you that if you have these 4 5 elements with you, I don't say you be top of the ladder, but surely you will not be on the bottom of the ladder also. What happens is that these are the few things which I think can help you out. This is the little advice I could render. And I am reminded of the greatest lawyer that our country has produced, Mr. Nani Palkiwala's words when he was addressing college students. He said to end with, after giving them various, hints, by giving them different guidance, and as I gave you few points. So what he said, I think, would apply here also, and I do refer to him with greatest respect, that he said that there are two kind of fools in this world. One who give advice unsolicited, and the others who listen to that advice but don't follow. So I certainly fall in the first category. I might have given you much of unsolicited advice, but I do hope that all of you will not fall of the second category fools who listen, advise, and don't follow. God bless everybody. Thank you for giving me an opportunity to share these thoughts with you this morning. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for sharing your wonderful insights. We surely have learned a lot from you. Now, I take this opportunity to introduce our guest of honor, Honorable Justice V.K. Shukla, sir. Sir has graduated in arts in the year 1977 and passed LLB in the year 1980 from Allahabad University. Sir had enrolled as an advocate in the year 1981 in Uttar Pradesh Bar Council, Allahabad. He has expertised in the areas of civil and constitutional in High Court, Allahabad, and subsequently elevated as permanent judge in 2002. Now, with immense joy, I would like to invite Honorable Justice V.K. Shukla, sir, to address the young minds. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Ridhi. A very good morning to all of you. Respected Honorable Mr. Justice Swatanter Kumarji, former Justice Supreme Court of India, Shubhang Khare, Placement Officer, and obviously Ridhi, the Head Coordinator of the Law Internship, along with all other respected members who are currently sharing the platform in question. At the very outset, I would thank Law Internship for providing this opportunity of interaction with young budding students pursuing their law undergraduate or postgraduate courses. As of now, with the worldwide advancing digitally, online courses have become the new normal. And in such a situation and in this background, your contribution as on today is of much immense importance. Internship earlier when we had started practice was not at all the rule of the day. And with the changing society, all these things have been introduced for the simple reason that the area of competition has grown much more wide. The purpose of internship is that the said internship would provide insight on laws as a career and will also provide education pathways and academics to the students to add to their skills. This internship course can set you on the path to acquire skills and intellectual abilities you need to make this journey easy and effective. Once you take law as a career, then certainly your path is not at all going to be an easy one, because the motivational thinkers in their turn have proceeded to make a specific call, and especially in reference to lawyers, they have proceeded to make a call by saying that don't join an easy crowd, you won't grow. So where the expectations and demand to perform are very high, you should go only there. The other motivational speaker has proceeded to say, and this is very important in the present context because number of people, they go for practice and number of people go for corporate lawyership. There it has been said, build your own dreams or someone else will hire you to build their dreams. So this is very, very pertinent in today's context, that in case you want to become a lawyer on your own right, then become a lawyer on your right. And if in case you go to work in some law firm, then certainly you are going to fulfill others' dream and not at all your dreams. Saying all these things, much has been said by Mr. Justice Swatanter Kumarji, giving all such inspirational ethos which should be followed by a young budding lawyer. But our experience has been that in earlier days, things were difficult. Now things have been easy to catch up law, but execution is very difficult. The field of competition is very different. But in such a field, you have to excel yourselves. How you can excel yourself? This skill can be acquired at the point of time when you go through your internship. Internships are not to be taken casually. In fact, you learn law in your classrooms, but as to how it is to be applied practically, you will learn all these skills only through internship. And at the point of time when you are pursuing your internship, then you should ensure that whatever material you are given to read, you should read it critically and analyze the complex materials that are in it. Don't give a casual reading to it. Read it very, very carefully, because your reading would ultimately lead to a solution as to how you are to proceed further. Secondly, writing is very, very important for a lawyer. The choice of words, the requirement of the law, the requirement of the section. Suppose it is a suit for specific performance, then readiness and willingness has to be there in whatsoever. Certain times we have seen that even this important word is so, writing has to be very, very persuasive at the point of time when you are going through internship. Then at the point of time, even these mood courts, they are also, in a way, it's also internship. And you have to learn as to how you have to place your material and argue very effectively. And the foremost, you have to think like a lawyer. meaning thereby that you have to focus yourself as to what is the problem that you are going to attend, and in what way and manner you'll see that your client succeeds the goal in question. Once all these are kept in mind, certainly all these young budding lawyers who are thinking of joining this stream would certainly will have an easy sail. This is all what I have to say. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for enlightening our young generation with your words. Now, I would like to take this opportunity to introduce our advisory board member of Law Internships, the online law school, Mr. Saksham Mishra, sir. Sir has done his graduation from Christ University, Bangalore, and he's currently an associate at MB Associates, New Delhi. And his area of work mainly involves drafting, individual appearances, client meetings and briefings, arbitration, and many more. Sir entrusted mainly with the arbitration matters and corporate law, including insolvency and bankruptcy code. I would like to invite Sir to propose a vote of thanks. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Riddhi. First of all, good morning to everyone present here. So, Shri Swatanter Kumar ji, sir, it is bit of my bad fortune that in my years of career, I am not able to appear in front of you, but there is a good fortune as well because I am working on a case with your son, Vaibhav, sir. And bit misfortune for me that I am not practicing in Allahabad High Court, so I'm unable to, during my initial days of career, and I'm unable to represent anyone in front of you, VK Shukla ji, sir. All your guidance and words are enlightening and insight, and it's people like you, those who give guidance to the coming generation and who are bit baffled to which way go. So I would like on I Saksham Mishra on behalf of Team Law Internships would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to Honorable Mr. Justice Sri Swatanter Kumar ji and Honorable Mr. Justice Sri VK Shukla ji and Mr. Shubhankar sir for taking out time from their busy schedule and joining us today for a celebration of Foundation Month. The students present here must have surely taken away a lot insights from your experiences, and we would not have been more blessed than today.